What you doing? Was that one yoga? Hi guys, Tom Morrison here, and today we want to take you through a beginner's way that you can start to work on flow work. So it's a really nice thing to add to your training. As you can see there with Jenny, she's able to move between a bunch of different positions, and it looks really cool. And if it's something that would interest you, it's really a beneficial thing to take on board with your training, because it's something you can just get better at all the time. The more things that Jenny's accumulated over the years, she's been able to sort of add in more things, and you just start to, your body's basically made of like cogs and pulleys, and it's really easy to start moving between different positions, and it builds a ton of stability and a ton of strength. And it's something a lot of people miss out as well with their overall training, because they get too stuck and rigid with their training. They're really so obsessed with their form being perfect with things that they almost limit their joints in a way. So it's a really good thing to build this habit. Okay, so we'll give you two positions that you can start to work with. First of all, dead simple. First one is just the bear position, so we'll just show you them first of all. So just hands on the ground, knees underneath your hips, back nice and flat. And then from there, Jenny's just going to pick whatever hand she wants to lift up, and she's going to rotate herself around into a position called the crab position. And that's the crab there. So she's now turned away from the camera, so it's quite hard to get an angle on this one. So she brings herself back through, so you've got both hands down, both feet down on the ground there. So this is one of your first exercises, actually. It's just changing between those two positions, and you really start to get nice rotation through the shoulder. And the slower you go as well, you really start to build a lot of core strength as you actually do this. Look at that, lovely jubbly. Now, when you're in either of the positions, start to just take one limb away. So first thing Jenny could do here, or first thing we do, sort of mess with the hips first. So she could just put her bum up in the air, and that would look like the downward dog position. So from here, she could bend her knees, and she can get more of a shoulder stretch, or she can straighten out the legs, and she can get more of a hamstring and a calf stretch while she's here. And she could just move up and down between those two positions. So just bring herself back down into the bear position again, and then bring her hips back up again. And then back down. So this is sort of your first flow. You're sort of moving between two different positions that are quite similar to each other. Then from there, she could choose to lift the leg up to the sky, and that looks kind of nice. And then swap legs. There's the other one. You sort of lean away from yourself. You get a nice wee stretch in the side as well. And then bring the leg back down. You won't look like this at the start, trust me. You'll be flouncing around all over the place trying to figure out where your limbs are. That's why it's really good for your proprioceptive awareness as well. So she can then use the hands, she can touch a foot. So she could reach one hand back and touch a foot. She gets a nice stretch that way. One hand back and touch the foot. Boom! Then from there, brings herself back to the bear, and then she can rotate herself back around to the crab position. Lovely, and I've got a nice side-on angle now from there. So now again, we can lift the hips up here. So we can just rock back and forward as well. Don't be afraid to have a wiggle in any of the positions, just move slowly. Rock the hips back and forward, and then you can start to do the same thing with the hands as well. So whenever you do the hands, you get a nice wee position called a Thoracic Bridge. So she's on one arm here, she can push through this single arm as much as possible. You get a nice single arm stability here, nice stretch along the side as well, glute activation, all of this stuff's included in this stuff. She brings the hand back down, she can just swap the hands and just do the other side. And then she can bring the hips back down again, put the hands down, and she could just lift the foot off the ground and touch it with the opposite side hand. It's a really nice one. So you're starting to get a ton of different things. So we've only just moved between the bear and the crab, and we're just going hand, foot, foot. That's all we're doing, okay? And then you can start to play around with these things. So we'll give Jenny free rein. That's her constraints. She's only allowed to do those things. We'll let Jenny play around. She's just able to rotate between the positions and just lift the hand, lift the foot. So you can start to see how you're just able to put all of this stuff together. You can start to even rotate while the leg's up as well. So you will, like I said, you'll be flouncing around trying to figure out where you are. You'll probably fall on the ground on your butt and everything like that there and feel like a complete uncoordinated mess. But if you practice this a little bit every day, you will just get better at it over time, and you will just start to be able to flow through things. So unscripted movement is just so good for your body. And I don't personally meditate, but I love to do things like this because I do find I just switch off, and my body just sort of starts to do its own things as well, which is really nice. And like I said, a lot of people miss out on this stuff. If you're feeling stiff and banged up all the time, just getting down on the floor, switching off and moving around between these things is going to be so beneficial for you. So add it into your training. Don't overthink it. Rewatch the video the whole way through and just get those positions. So you can write it down if you want. You've got the bear, you've got the crab, you've got lift the hips in both positions, and then you've got lift the hand, lift the hand, lift the foot, and start to move between those things, and you'll start to find the just flow much easier. And then whenever you get the hang of that, you can start to add another thing in. So if we'll just show you the next step. You can start to add in a lunge into this as well. So Jenny can step herself through and bring one leg up and go into a lunge position and go for a nice deep lunge rotation while she's there. Oh, what? And then back down. And she can just step herself back through around again into that crab position again. Well, Lovely. Look at that. Seamless transitions. So like I said, really good for your shoulders, really good for your hips, really good for your core strength, and it's kind of fun as well. I went through a phase of just doing this every day, and you couldn't stop me. So I said, like, I'm going to just do it for 5 minutes. It was always carrying on to 20 minutes. So give it a go, guys. And we're excited to hear how you get on. So tag us in any videos that you may do. Ooh. Yeah. Look at that. Ooh. I'm like full on in touch with the universe and stuff. Yeah. So many gains. Ooh. Ha-ha. Ninja. So yoga right now. So yoga. What? Yes. We got this. Chwapa. Wah. Yeah. Wah. 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 Get some shoulder circles in there. Yeah. Angry cat. Sexy cat. Angry cat. Sexy cat. Angry cat. Sexy cat. Sexy angry cats! Oh yes! 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 Ah! Hey! I was just looking for my dignity. I was just in between sets of curls. Sorry, didn't see you there. That's your way home. Yeah, I'm gonna curl over here now. See you later. Bye.